To be honest, I think you cannot prepare for such a situation in total detail. But what really helps us is that working from home and having some flexibility in our working hours is not quite new for us. So this really helps. But to be honest, it's a totally different situation right now. At least in Austria, it's the 5th week. We are all at home. So we tried to do some stuff really hands-on. So in the first couple of weeks and days, we just tried to stay in huge contact with each and everybody. And we, from the HR department, we are in contact with a lot of managers and team leaders, and we emphasize them to communicate a lot with their teammates. And the major difference right now is we have a special situation in 6 different countries. We also have to deal with 6 different legislations and 6 different governmental restrictions, which makes it a little complex, but we can handle that quite well. So we make the best out of the situation. And to be honest, we are really, really proud of our staff because they are taking the situation quite good, what I've seen so far. And it's also nice to see that not only the HR department, each and every person was not prepared for such a situation, but we really switched very quickly to a total remote modus, even with our customers. And I have a lot of feedbacks that our consultants and developers, so our operational businesses, is working really good because as we use Teams and all that stuff or any other technology to contact our customers and our team members, I think we're really doing a good job. Logically, everything is totally digital right now. But again, nothing totally new because in the last couple of weeks and months, when it comes to recruiting, people are used to have interviews via Skype or even Teams, or we have remote sessions with applicants. Especially with younger people, this seems to be quite normal. It was more a change for HR department, to be honest, because we are used to have each and every interview on site and personally. But I think it's a very, very good experience for us internally, that even remote recruiting and all this what's around with startup onboarding is working quite good. And the acceptance about this process really rises. So we see that applicants, they do not have any problem having interviews via, I don't know, phone, Skype, Teams, or whatever. The technology helps us even to see each other, even if we are not in the same room. So this is quite good. And I really see that in the future, this will be more or less standard. And it also helps us, or gives us the opportunity to get in contact with people or applicants which are not just around the corner. So we are able to hire people from, I don't know, different countries or from locations which are not so near to our offices, because all this remote stuff makes the borders to disappear, it seems like that. So I really think that the actual phase is good on that, and it also helps us to try out some new stuff. So when we have done our digital recruiting, we start to implement a platform for the next steps. So this implicates onboarding and the first startup weeks, or the first weeks in general. And also our learning and development team, they provide an online platform with all the material for our new colleagues. So everything we did on site, we really switched to some online processes, and it works out and the feedback is good. And the actual situation right now also helps us to try out some things. and the applicants are also say, okay, this must be some kind of new process, and if not everything is totally perfect, it's also okay, because special situations need special solutions, and it's hands-on, but still we try to get the best out of it. Good question, and I think right now we are in the fifth week. We face these times, and the first couple of weeks I had the feeling, okay, people get used to it and it's totally fine. But in the last weeks or days, we received feedback that now maybe people really need some change, because it's absolutely a outstanding situation for a lot of our colleagues. So I don't know, they themselves are working from home, their partners, maybe their children around, and they have to be they have to do online learning. A lot of digital schooling is happening right now. So during the day, the people are also focused on their children. And we really see that this is challenging times for our colleagues, but nevertheless, again, we have this flexible time model. Also, our customers, they have the same issues on their side. So I think right now everything is arranged around our private life as well. But in total sum, my deepest respect for each and everybody who is facing these situations. It's not easy, but we also are in contact with a lot of managers, as said before. So we really emphasize them to maybe implement new habits like daily stand-ups or virtual coffees, or we also have group-wide challenges where we motivate people to even do some funny stuff. Or there are teams around, they meet on each and every Friday for virtual beer or get together. So again, special situations need special solutions, and I think it's working quite good. So also for our managing team, it's an interesting situation to lead the teams totally virtual, but I think it's working quite good. And what I've heard so far from managers and from colleagues, they are doing really well. So I really like it how it's going on. And as said before, what really helps us maybe, and what really distinguishes us from other companies, is that again, a flexible time model. We have home offices in our contracts for quite some time. That really gives us some steps ahead and speed us up in these kinds of processes, because we see other companies which have their issues and they are struggling in implementing all this remote work. And I think we did a really pretty good job, because we were really fast in the first couple of days from on-site servicing customers or colleagues to remote servicing. And we are proud of that. Yes, learning and development is crucial, but not only during these times. But right now we see that we have to balance the stuff between which work is coming in from our customers, and what about our resources. Actually, we really try to balance that quite good. And what we are offering from HR side is the first couple of days we provided some hands-on material regarding teams and doing remote workshops, doing remote leaderships and so on. And we really were able to provide this service all over the group. So we use different channels to communicate with our people. we provide them online courses with external partners to do some remote workshops focusing on customers. And in total sum, right now we are in the middle of an implementation project of Cornerstone, and within Cornerstone we also have a learning module. This is a project we were planning to do anyway this year, but the actual situation also helps us to speed that up. And it's just right now we are focusing more on this soft skills and communication style. And what's also happening right now is that from our operational businesses, there is a lot of activities that our experts from different locations, from different departments with different industry focuses, we have some regular sessions. We call it weekly solution streams. Sorry, and the main idea is that within our group we have a lot of really good solutions and a lot of really good use cases, and our experts give some transparency in that. And 2 times a week we have some open discussion or open presentation where colleagues show their solutions and show their use cases. Everybody can attend from all over the group. And this is also one opportunity from this situation right now. We take that we learn from each other. So right now we are 850 people, and we have 850 really smart people with a lot of solutions in their pockets. And we really want to share that all over the group. And we also want to use that for cross-selling, upselling. Our account managers get a lot of material out of that. So we really try to learn from each other. In parallel, we produce a lot of content also for external activities. So we really try to combine a lot of things by doing 1 or 2 actions at once. First, I want to start with our business line managers, team leaders, department managers. As said before, they are in daily contact with their teams. As said before, they established some kind of new habits or rituals. As said, stand-up meetings, virtual coffees. Even in some divisions, we have examples. They call it tea time. So they meet on a regular basis, the whole business line, and they share their experiences. They share their project topics and so on. They even share what's coming from our partners like Microsoft Infor, Click, Cornerstone. So on an operational level, everything is working, and it's hands-on, and it's more or less self-organized. So we have different kinds of models and habits, what's going on in the divisions and teams, which from a group perspective, I'm quite fine with it, because I see a lot of proactiveness from our managers, without giving them any restrictions or rules how things have to be done. And one other very important part is the communication from our C-level management. And I think they are doing a pretty good job, and we have really good feedback on that. Because beginning with our CEO, Christian Granewitter, he's communicating over different channels on a regular basis. He gives us a lot of details and insights regarding the actual situation on a business level. So how is BE-terna as a company doing? What is the outlook for the next couple of weeks? What is going on with home office? What is going on with our customer projects? And we have a really open communication on that. And we also emphasized our sales and marketing team to tell us stories, what is going on in sales right now. And we also see from that channel that still on the market there is life, and there's something is going on there. We have a lot of good news out of our sales team, and our sales manager Gerald Bichler is also communicating very actively. So I think they're doing a pretty good job because it's very proactive. It gives people a lot of security that they have a transparent information channel and they really can rely on the information we share. And it's also important that this happens on a very regular basis. So today is Friday and everybody is waiting for the news of the CEO, which is happening each and every Friday, where he gives us an outlook for the next couple of days. And this is the feedback on that is pretty good. Let's start with the challenges. I would say, as right now, our social lives or even our business lives is happening on social media channels quite heavily. I think a challenge not only for HR but for the whole company, including our sales activities and so on, is the topic of visibility. So I think we really need to we work on that all the time, but now it's crucial to stay visible on each and every channel. From an HR perspective, we need to be visible as a good employer in all the regions we have to cover. So as said, a lot of companies are doing this. So there is a lot of social media noise out there, I will call it like this. And we just have to be aware that our visibility is still as good as it was before. And I see this as a major challenge right now, and not only for this particular situation in this crisis, but also afterwards we have to be aware about our communication that we will come out of this very strong. I'm totally convinced on that, and this is something we have to transport into the world as well. And regarding opportunities, it's hard times right now, but still I see a lot more opportunities for HR than challenges. So everybody, not only in HR, is talking about digitalization or transformation or you name it. It's in each and every magazine, but right now, we are some kind of forced to come up with new solutions. We had the example before regarding digital recruiting or digital onboarding and all that stuff. There are topics on the table when it comes to all the contracting. So it's a totally new situation, even from a contracting point of view. How do we do contracts even when we do not meet and can sign stuff in person? And another example is, as said before, internally we are implementing a new HR platform for learning, for recruiting, for performance management and so on. And these times also speed up projects like this. So because we had to do that anyway, and right now we really need to have more digital power on that. So I think there is a lot more opportunities, and it's also an upside of this situation that we have to think about new solutions. So everything we did, I don't know, even internally in the office or externally with partners or applicants, we really have to think about another solution, a modern solution, a digital solution, a remote solution, you name it. And this is what I really like right now, because we have to think out of the box. Our comfort zones are, I would say, they change. And at least for the HR department, also internally, it's a good thing right now that we have to rethink a lot of processes as well, which makes us even stronger for the future.